Hi everyone, welcome back to the Substance Abuse Nurturing Parenting Program. Today we're going over how to safely dispose medication. So in order to do that, let's go over prescription drugs versus over-the-counter drugs. So prescription drugs are a drug that can only be obtained with a physician's prescription. This is written permission. Over-the-counter drugs refers to all medication you can buy without a prescription. Both are safe when you follow directions on the label and as directed by your healthcare professional. So over here in the picture, we have over-the-counter drugs right over here, which is you can pick up at CVS or Walmart or anywhere basically. And then on the top, we have written permission medication, which means they have permission and they all kind of look the same, just different labels. So let's look at children and accidents. Each year, more than 500,000 children under the age of 5 experience a potential poisoning related to medication. More than 60,000 children are treated in emergency departments due to accidental unsupervised ingestions each year. Currently, more children are brought to emergency departments for medication poisoning than for motor vehicle accident injuries. We're just going to go over a couple more stats as well. Toddlers, preschoolers, and young school-age children are at the highest risk for accidental poisoning at home. Every day, 274 children in the United States, ages 0 to 19, are treated in ER departments, and 2 children die as a result of being poisoned every single day. Among young children, 95% of medication-related poisoning visits to emergency departments are caused by a child ingesting medication while unsupervised, and only 5% is caused through dosing errors from caregivers. So what do you do in case, let's say your child does get accidentally poisoned by old medication or expired medication, or you know someone who has? So just in case, we do have a number for you guys. If your child gets into a substance that is possibly toxic, call poison control at 800-222-1222. Take your child to urgent care or hospital for a second checking opinion. Take preventive measures and do not ignore any symptoms. So sometimes with children, they may seem like they exaggerate their illness or exaggerate a lot. With this in mind, if your child has any symptoms at all, whether it's a rash or they're feeling feverish or they're telling you they're not feeling good, please take it into it's really important to take it seriously. So what can we do to keep the children safe? We can keep children safe from medication poisoning by storing medication and vitamins safely up and away and out of sight after every single use. Giving medication safely by reading the medication labels and following the dosing instructions. Lock the safety cap. Always relock the cap on a medication bottle, and keep all medication in their original containers so that it's clear what's in them and it's harder for children to open them up. Remember that while child resistance caps may slow children down, they are not childproof. Take extra care with tablets in see-through packaging or brightly colored tablets. They are usually tempting to children, so children may mistake this as candy or something that's fun to eat. Take your medication when your child isn't around you so that they can't copy you. And we went over this before in a couple different lives where children love to copy their parents, especially when they see them doing something that's kind of new to them. So if they see you taking medication, they may feel like, oh, I have to do it because my mom or dad are doing it as well. Teach your children about the safe use of medication and never pretend that medication is sweets. What not to do. Don't throw your old or expired medication in the trash. Don't flush old or expired medication down the toilet or sink. Don't leave old medication out in the garden or outside. Don't give your prescribed medication to family or friends, even if they're complaining of similar issues you have had before taking the medication. And this last one is really important because you may feel like you're helping out a friend or family member. They might not have time to go to the doctor and you just think, okay, let me just give them the medication I've been given. This is a huge no, don't do that at all. Just because the medication is meant for you and you only. It's not meant for your friend or your family member at all. It is prescribed to you. Let's look at flushing medication down the drain and why we shouldn't just do it. Old medications will pollute our water supply as well as expose many to chemicals in the medications. recent studies have found that medication flushed down the drain can contaminate our lakes and streams, which in turn will hurt their ecosystem. The ecosystem means the fish and any living animals, as well as the nature around it. Some medications, such as, but not limited to, hormones, antidepressants, have EDCs, which stands for endocrine disrupting compounds, which can hurt the reproduction and growth cycles of species in the ecosystem. So that is medication that's not only for human and their hormones. And when we're just putting it anywhere, especially around fish or other animals, it's truly going to really hurt them for a long time process as well. So why can't we just throw it in the trash? Throwing medication in the garbage is not safe, especially of controlled substances, which means highly addictive and dangerous drugs. This is because the drugs can be found and used by other people. And over here we have when to dispose medication. The best time is when it's past expiration date or no longer needed. So now we're just going to go over a couple different ways to dispose medication at home. There is the Dispose RX, Deter Bags, and mixing medications are a couple of ways we're going to go over right now. So let's look at Dispose RX. You guys may have seen this packaging before. Dispose RX will come in a small sealed package and a powder substance. The powder, when mixed with warm water, will turn any form of opioid drug into biodegradable gel. This gel cannot be separated or converted back into a usable drug. And let's look at the instructions. Make sure pills are in a vial of expired or old medication. So make sure that the medication is on the bottom of the tab. Add warm water into vial until it's 2/3 full. Empty Dispose RX powder into vial, replace cap, and shake for 30 seconds. And now when you do that, you can safely discard it into the trash. Deter bags are kind of a similar thing. They stand for Deter Drug Deactivation System. The instructions include open pouch and place unused medication inside. Fill halfway with warm water. Wait 30 seconds. Foaming may occur. Seal, shake, and dispose into trash. And the last one is mixing medication. So if this is the last resort, so if there's no drug take-back sites, locations, or programs available in your area, you should follow these instructions to dispose medication into your trash at home. Instructions include mix medication, do not crush tablets or capsules, make sure you're not crushing them, and just use something that people might not want to go through, such as cat litter, dirt, or use coffee grounds, and place this mixture in a container such as a sealed bag. Throw away the container in your trash at home. And with this in mind, delete all identifying information on the prescription label. So let's look at some drug take-back options, permanent collection sites. Permanent collection sites include some facilities and businesses that are registered with the USDEA to collect your unused or expired medication. In your community, authorized collection sites may be retail, hospital, or clinical pharmacies. And you can also go to Google and type drug disposal near me or medication disposal near me to find your nearest drug disposal site. So right now we're going to do a tutorial of all the ways I kind of showed you. First, because I found that it was kind of the easiest option and something that everyone has at home, is this bag of ground coffee. And I actually wrote right over here, ground coffee. I mixed old used coffee grounds that we had at home with water. And then what we're gonna do is I have some expired medication with me. We're just gonna go ahead and put these pills right over here. And I'm making sure that I'm not gonna crush the pills. Do that. And I'm just gonna do that. And even when I look closely, like I am right now, I can't find the pills, or nor do I ever want to go through them. So this is just going to keep in mind that all your identifying information is not on here. It's also something no one's going to want to go through, to be honest. Like if you put this in the trash, no one's going to go through your trash, which is something that we have considered. And next, I'm going to use a Dispose RX. We did talk about this briefly, so I'm just going to show you guys how it's used. It is a powder-like substance. I already filled, I have this old medication from home. It has all my identifying information, which means my address, my name, the kind of medication I'm taking. And please focus on deleting all of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use a Sharpie, and I'm just gonna take out all the information I don't want. And that is my name, my medication and how much I'm taking, the dosage, my street address, and my refills. Because if someone does go through your trash, which we're hoping doesn't happen, but it can happen, they can see what kind of medication you're getting, how much refills you're getting, where you live, your name. We don't want that information out there. So I went ahead and I already filled it up with warm water just because it was easier than trying to do that right now. The pills are on the bottom, and we're just gonna go ahead. And then I'm just going to replace the cap. I'm going to shake for 30 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And as I was doing that, it turned from liquid into gel. And I can kind of show you guys, it's a gel substance. It's completely deactivated. So if I did decide, or anyone did decide to try to take it, it would have no effect on the person at all. And now when you're done with that, your identifying information is gone. We can go ahead and trash it, put it in the trash. And then our last option that we went over was a Deter Bag. The Deter Bag is very similar to the Disposer X. It just has a fewer steps needed. It has right over here a tablet. We're going to keep it as is, and then we're going to go ahead and put old medication to the bottom of that. This one also has instructions on the back right here. So it says tear open pouch and place unused medications inside. We just did that. Fill pouch halfway with warm water and wait 30 seconds. I have warm water cup right over here. We're gonna go ahead and do that. All right, we're only doing halfway. And it's foaming. I don't know if I can show you guys. Foaming, you can hear it foam. I'm gonna wait 30 seconds. Right, and now I'm gonna seal it. I'm gonna shake it. And as you can tell, it was originally, the pack was in a small bag. I didn't have to do anything with that. The water dissolved on its own. Just like that. Now I can go ahead and safely throw in the trash. And that is the live tutorials for the 3 products. So now let's look at drug take back options and events. There are periodic events. So the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, periodically hosts national prescription take-back events. During these drug take-back days, temporary drug collection sites are set up in communities nationwide for safe disposal of prescription drugs. And right over here, we have a setup. There's no questions asked. No one's going to sit there and question you about whatever you're dropping off. That's the great thing about it. There's no questions. No one's interrogating you for anything. And here we have some yeses and what to do and what not to do. So here we have yes, accepted, prescription medications, patches, ointments, over-the-counter medications, cough syrups, vitamins, samples, and PET medication. And here it says stop. These items are not accepted in this collection unit, which are needles, thermometers, and inhalers. So that might just be that unit as well. So here we have some local drop-off boxes for you guys. We want to make sure that everyone is able to kind of know where to go and how to go. So there is the Inkster Police Department. The address is 26279 Michigan Ave, Inkster, MI 48141. There is the Allen Park Police Department, 15915 Southfield Road, Allen Park, MI 48101, Livonia Police Department, 15050 Farmington Road, Livonia, MI 48154. And then finally, there is the Westland Police Department. That is 36701 Ford Road, Westland, MI 48185. And with this in mind, this is not just what we have. Like we said, there are events that you guys can look up. There's also a couple permanent sites as well, and you can go ahead and go on Google and search it as well to find more permanent sites. So LHC actually had their own DEA RX event, and I was a part of that. We went early in the morning to the Inkster Police Department. It was held on a Saturday. We were there for about 4 hours. We had flyers up. And with these kind of events, we don't ask any questions for anyone who does decide to come. We have pamphlets for you guys, hand sanitizer, and a lot of disposal acts for anyone who needs it. And here is a video. It just kind of shows the table and what we offer. And we do have a website, Facebook, everything, so that you guys can stay updated on events like these. I really enjoyed being there, and I hope to be in a couple more in the future. So let's recap. Be careful of all medication in the house. Take preventative measures to make sure that all medication is locked up and out of reach. So with this in mind, just make sure that you're not keeping your medication on the bathroom table or maybe on the kitchen table, and your children can just go ahead and grab it. They can go ahead and try to take it. We're not trying to do that at all. We're trying to make sure that we're teaching them healthy, safe ways to take medication for the future as well. So these kinds of talks and these kind of preventative measures are really, really important. Remember, children will copy you, whatever you do, so be careful with your medication. Like we went over in a couple different lives. Children love seeing what their parents are doing. They love being in their parents' eyes. They just love feeling grown. They like feeling like they're grown-ups as well. So with this, just make sure that you're taking your medication maybe somewhere that's not in their eyes so that they don't have to go ahead and try to copy you. Dispose of medication safely, not just for yourself, but for others around you and the environment as well. So we're looking to take care of ourselves, other people, and nature. Make sure you remove any identifying information on medication labels. So I went ahead and showed you guys, but this is how your medication labels should look like if you do still have them around, if you're trying to just throw the empty vial or use disposal X. Just make sure that no one can see your identification. It's really important to be private in matters like these. And lastly, be safe. So we have live every single Tuesday at 12 p.m. I am a substance abuse peer specialist, and this is a substance abuse program. We have lives on a lot of topics. So we have Nurturing Parenting Live every Tuesday at 12 p.m. We have new topics every single Tuesday. We have a Facebook so that you guys can go ahead and look at past topics or current topics. The Facebook handle is LAHC.mi. We have an Instagram. The Instagram handle is LAHC.mi, and the Twitter handle is LAHC4. Thank you guys so much for watching me, and I hope to see you guys next week as well.